Hi everyone, it's Janice here again from Soul Alchemist. I am your Soul Alchemist, and I am in the mood to do a bit of a reading for the Twin Flames. I did get this spreading idea from another reader. Hope she doesn't mind if she happens to see this. It is kind of helpful, and the what's the word I'm looking for? The credit goes to Mystic Moon. Lovely lady. I love her readings. I learn from her as well. She is really awesome. Alright, so the first up, I'm going to do readings on the body, mind, and soul of the Divine Masculine, and what he is currently going through. So first up, we've got the Lady of the Harvest for the body. Lady of the Harvest, she speaks of letting go of all the bad fruit, all the bad shits, everything that no longer serves him. It's a completion. It's a completion of something. It can also be a harvest of something new. So wherever there's an ending of some sort, whether it's when something ends, it usually doesn't serve you anymore. So it could be there could be grief, loss. It's a release of something. It could be release of substance abuse. Maybe maybe a Divine Masculine is going to rehab for some alcohol abuse, drug abuse, whatever needs to be released. It doesn't necessarily just have to be substance. It can be counseling. It can be just counseling for anything that has caused him to be contaminated. But it's body, it is body, so it can be him releasing an addiction that no longer serves him. It is time to accept change, to move on to the next phase. You will, keep making the same mistakes in life until you are ready to grow through the mistakes, as opposed to just going through the mistakes. Once you start growing through your mistakes, and letting go what no longer serves you, then you are ready to move on to the next life experience or life phase. Power and strength in the present and future come from releasing the past. It is a time of liberation, and he might as well cooperate with it. It will happen whether he wants it to or not. He could be releasing someone. It can be painful. It can be joyful. He might be going through a shitty time at the moment. This is what I'm getting for his his body, what's going on in the material world at the moment for him. It can be his physical body. It can be his physical life, material life. It can be a combination of both. You can see in the image, the art in the card shows bad fruit all around. And the Lady of the Harvest, let's see, after we have experienced the nurturing and fulfillment of the bright mother, the Lady of the Harvest, also called the old woman or crone, helps us to let go of what is finished and liberate ourselves to move on to the next phase of our activities and relationships. As in the natural world, the old becomes compost for new growth in our lives. The Lady helps us to adapt to change and release. Often we associate her with loss, regret, grief, and often we are right to do so. The basic phases of grief are shock and denial, anger, guilt, emotional storm, acceptance, regaining of perspective, the beginning of healing, and the deepening of our capacity for love. She understands grief. She is patient and kind as we go through the sometimes painful process of letting go. We may well need to be patient and kind with ourselves. Then we've got the mind. The mind for oh wow, the singer of intuition. How great is that? The singers are from, it's an energy that you are in. It's he is in the masculine. It's an energy he's in. That to me, it's like the singers are from the angel realms. And they help, or they nudge this energy into form, basically. They guide him to follow his intuition, to listen to his intuition. He's very much in tune with his intuition, in touch with the higher realms spiritually. He is definitely communicating telepathically, dreams. Following his heart, following the voices, the voice within, the higher self, the messages, the guidance that he's receiving. The singer's awareness is trusting the process. It's perceptiveness and oracular powers. The song of the singer of intuition carries all of the information there is. Some people believe that this information, often called the Akashic Akashic records, is like a great filing cabinet or library in the sky that we have to go to in order to get information intuitively or psychically. We needn't go anywhere. The song is sung within our blood. The Akashic, I'm not too sure how you guys pronounce it, but the Akashic records is the intuition. It is the nudge. It is the sixth sense. It is the gut feeling. It is the heart and soul that guide us where we need to go, when we need to go there. The song is sung within our blood and flesh and bones, just as it is within the rest of the universe. It is in our body, mind, and soul. He is following his intuition. That is why he's letting go of whatever no longer serves him. He is letting go of either an addiction or a person or a situation, because he is guided to. He is guided to, so that he can move on to the next life experience. Before he can move on to the next life experience, he needs to let this go. He cannot move to a new chapter in the book if he keeps rewriting or rereading the previous chapters. In a reading, the singer of intuition indicates that information is available to us if we will just listen to our inner knowing. Perhaps we have already heard it and still doubt our subtle senses. The singer says this is the time to really listen to your intuition. What are the feelings? He is obviously having feelings and hunches about this situation. He's been having guidance. He's been having dreams. Now, what is this? Why is the battery too low? God, honestly. Let's see this work. Okay. He is probably seeking solitude right now. He's desiring solitude, meditation, a retreat, going within, becoming a hermit, disconnecting from the world, from the people and the things around him. Is very possibly drowning himself or hiding in his work so that he doesn't have to deal with the noise on the outside. He's doing introspection, soul searching. He's practicing stillness and patience. He's turning his focus inward. A time to open the inner door to intuition. There are a lot of ins in the sentence because important answers are to be found within the self. The presence of the singer in a card radiates special illumination and insight in the other cards around it. So, he's been up in his mind and he's been having intuitive guidance from his higher self, from the higher realms, from spirit. And he's he's guided to give something up. He needs to give something up in order to move on to the next life experience, to the next phase of his life. He's very much in touch with his spirituality, with his intuitive abilities. He definitely knows about the messages, the dreams, the telepathy. Let's see what the soul card says. The maiden, new beginnings. The maiden is new beginnings. And that's his soul. His soul is very much like a child. And it's auspicious beginnings. It's a birth of something new, growth, joy, hope. He cannot move on. He cannot have a new beginning if it doesn't let that go. That is the ending. And I said just now, with an ending, where there is an ending of something, there is always a new beginning with something else. So this is the maiden card, and she talks about beginnings, auspicious beginnings, birth, growth, joy, hope. From her crown of light to her star-jeweled toes. The maiden is pure joy. She is the face of the force that generates growth throughout all the worlds. When she smiles, troubles melt. Where she dances, flowers spring from the ground and burst into bloom. It is from the maiden that the pixies learned the dance that keeps the other world turning, and probably our world too, for that matter. She is newly born every morning, and she carols her clang and song of growth for all beings in all the worlds. She sees the magic and the light in everything and takes endless delight in it. Yet, even though the maiden is so wonderful and powerful, she is a child and she needs to be cared for, nurtured, and cherished. The soul needs to be nurtured and cherished. When she takes the form of a flower, someone must see that she gets enough water and sun. Whenever we look after something new or young, we are caring for the maiden, whether she is in the form of a blossom, a sapling, a baby, or a new idea. The maiden signifies new beginnings and growth. You couldn't ask for a more auspicious card than this if you are beginning something new. So your masculine, divine masculine, is beginning something new, or he will be beginning something new if he lets go of whatever or what no longer serves his body, mind, and spirit, and he follows his heart. I read something today of an old school teacher of mine on Facebook, actually, and I really can't remember all the words, but forgive me, I'm going to try and explain it. How do you deal with your own problems? How do you keep your own problems under control with your mind? How do you deal with other people? How do you deal and handle other people with your heart? I just felt that is appropriate for this reading. But It's not just appropriate for other people. It's appropriate for himself. He is following his heart. He's following his intuition. He's listening to the music. He is following the music. He's following his bliss where he needs to go. In the middle of this all, in the middle of the old and the new, sits his heart, sits his intuition, his spirit, his everything that basically keeps him together, or that should be keeping him together. His heart, soul. And his soul wants this new beginning. But the soul cannot have this new beginning if the body does not let go what it needs to let go of, or who it needs to let go of, or both. In the early stages of any process, there is vulnerability and a need for protection, shelter, and guidance. But there's also a magical impetus towards growth. Trust the process, but take care of the details as well. The maiden is also the inner child who needs to be under the supervision of a competent inner adult in order for her to feel secure and loved. She's not happy when we spoil her. Consider what is growing in your life. So, he needs to work. He's going to need to do the work. It's not going to be easy. He's going to need to grow. He's going to need to crawl before he can walk. He needs to walk before he can run. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. So whatever he is going through is going to need patience. Following his heart isn't going to be in a jiffy. It's not just going to happen in a jiffy. It's going to take time. He needs to follow his heart, and he needs to do what he needs to do, one step at a time, one day at a time. Whatever he's letting go of isn't going to be easy for him. He's going to need patience. He's going to need support. You will need to give your support on a spiritual level if you are currently in separation. This is not a ticket. This is not a free ticket for you to contact him, and you need to still keep your distance and send him love and send him light and send him support so that he can feel your support at all times, so that it can make his journey a little less difficult. Whatever this journey is, whatever it is that he needs to let go of, he is used to something. There is something he knows, but he follows. He is following his heart towards a new beginning. His soul needs nourishing. It needs protection. It needs to feel happy. It needs the joy. But it's not going to happen overnight. He needs to do the work. So if he's moving towards you, which is a big maybe, if he's moving towards you, you need to let him do the work. Don't just let it fall into his lap. What message does the masculine, divine masculine, want to give his divine feminine? Body. 3 of Pentacles. mind. Knight of Wands, soul. Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a collaboration, working together as a team. It can also indicate that there is a third party, there is a karmic situation at hand. This is possibly what he's letting go of. Very possible, but it's maybe. It's not a definite. So please don't, if it doesn't resonate with you, let it go. The Knight of Wands is moving towards the situation quickly, I feel. He's moving, he's doing this, he wants to do this quickly. He wants to do this quickly, and he might be doing it in haste. He needs to take a breather, but he might be doing it in haste. He's passionate about it. He wants to do this. He knows what he wants. And the moon, it can indicate a, you know that the Knight of Wands is it's a Sagittarius, or you can be dealing with a fire sign, but it's a Sagittarius. And the moon indicates a Pisces. There's a lot of things you don't know about. There's a lot of things that is hidden that needs to be sorted out. And the truth needs to be revealed. The truth needs to be revealed. The masks will be coming off. The masks will be coming off, and you will receive his true self when the masks come off and he approaches this new beginning. Whatever this new beginning is. I'm feeling that it is with you, Divine Feminine. If you don't resonate with it, or if it doesn't resonate with you, please let it go. What do we have from the Romance Angels? Oh my God, a wedding. This situation involves marriage. Another one, just one before it cuts off. It's a past life relationship. You have known each other before.